I'm going to take it back to the year 2000. It was the opening of the Experience Music Project Museum in Seattle. And No
Okay.
Doubt got together and played a show. It was fantastic. Do you remember this gig?
No.
Okay, good. Thank God. Okay.
I'm just gonna
Maybe
get
this
cut to the
affected
chase.
me
No.
personally more than it affected you. But one of the acts on the show was the Eurythmics. And you
I
and
do
I,
remember that.
okay, good. Okay, good. Just hang on 10 more seconds. So you and I had spoken earlier that morning because you were going to play the show, and I worked for the local radio station. We talked and we chatted, and I thought we connected, and I was really feeling myself. And I got to the show, and I was side stage watching Annie Lennox do what she does, and there were you, and you were dancing, and I shot my shot, and I asked you if you would dance, and obviously you very politely turned me down, as well you should, because. But I walked away, and I walked away in that fashion like I'd blown a first date. Like, why did you
Oh,
do that? Why did you bother that poor lady? She was in the zone, having her moment. You got to go in there like a bull in a china shop. So, 24 years later, please allow me to
wow.
apologize for ruining your moment. That's all.
You did not ruin my moment, and it would be obviously flattering for you to ask me to dance always, and it never. Thanks for
Oh,
the
cool.
apology, but
That's why
I
I.
don't. It was nothing. Like I don't remember it. It was.
God,
It's an honor. It's an honor to be asked
thank
anytime.
God. I was.
Many women that Marcus has come and say they don't remember, and it's no big deal.
I've never been this delighted to be so inconsequential.
Oh my gosh.
Really nice to see you. We want to talk about Purple Irises. We want to talk about the duet with Blake, obviously. Um, I need to know whose idea it was to duet on another song. I mean,
Well,
was it like
I
a
want to
Saturday
do it
night?
with
You're
him.
in
I
your
want to
tub.
do it with him always. I'm
Cool.
it's funny because with Blake, it's like that song Happy Anywhere that we did together is just so true. It's like it doesn't matter where we are, we always seem to make it work and have fun together. But music when we come together is just like my dream. And hopping on his songs has been like so much fun, incredible. Because then that means I get to hop on his stage, which is just it feels all new again to be on a different somebody else's stage. You know what I'm saying? It's so exciting. But I wrote this song for my record, and it was written to him about me, how I feel about him, right? So it's always like one thing to like have these like heart to hearts with your husband, but to be able to write a song to them and like nervously play it for them, like, are they going to hear what I'm trying to say? What are they going to think? Like all that stuff. But then when I played it for him, he loved the song so much that I think he was kind of like, he kept saying, no, don't put it out like that. Like kind of throwing these hints out there. Like, and I didn't really read what he was trying to say. But at one point, I remember sitting on the couch and saying, wait a minute, do you want to hop on this song? But like being scared to say it because I don't want him to think like everybody wants Blake Shelton to hop on their song. You know what I mean? I don't want him to be like, I'm your wife. You need to hop on my song. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted, I didn't even write it as a duet. When I thought that maybe he might be interested, I literally was like, I can rewrite the whole verse. Like it doesn't have to be like this. I can like completely rewrite it. But then it ended up that I didn't even have to rewrite it. Like all of the lines that are in there that he sings are the original lines. The only change was, I think it said, it said instead of love it said Annie, I can't even think right now what the lyric was, but anyways he ended up like on a whim coming to the studio and just doing a demo of it, and I wasn't even sure at that point if it was working, and I ended up sending the song to like my dream producer, Scott Hendricks, who is Blake's producer. And the reason I love Scott is that he's a complete weirdo. He's a perfectionist. He's like quirky and a weirdo. I don't know how to describe it, but he's such an artist when it comes to production. And he was never able to work with me because he was tied to Warner Brothers and it was all this red tape. And 4 days after he retired, he recorded Purple Irises with me and Blake in Nashville with a live band. Everything was live, and we did it like basically the old way, the way people used to do it in the olden days. And it was just this magical moment. And the studio is actually on a street called Iris Street, if you believe me or not. I
I
swear.
do. I
So
believe you because I saw you say that on Jimmy Kimmel.
yeah, and it was just
Awesome.
one of those magical moments. And I think just the song was just one of those ones that just channels down. And God's like, okay, you've been a good girl. Here's one. And it's always those ones that it's like a mystery to me. And when they're shared is like when you get that energy that I'm getting from this song right now from other people, like it's that truth. It's the truth, you know? So it's super exciting.
You guys are cute. I mean, since day one, if I can be honest.
Yeah.
And okay, so you've been together since, if I remember, 2015 or so. Now there has to be a moment. Now it's been long enough. Now Corey and I have been in our relationships respectively for 10 or 15 years apiece. There's got to be something about him that annoys you, and vice versa. Like, what's that thing? After like 10 years, you're like, all right, that was cool, like year one.
It's like my husband leaving his Kleenex in the pocket and then I wash the laundry and there's Kleenex confetti in the dryer.
Or I drive my wife nuts because I like to go outside in my bare feet, walk around, and then come back inside. Makes her crazy.
I guess the thing that makes me the most crazy is the fried food. Yeah, I'm like, we're not going to Sonic today, Blake. It's not happening. Okay. Like we both have hearts that we need to protect. Like, come on. Like that does get old. Because he tempts me. Yesterday, we're driving and we're here in Oklahoma. There's not a lot of choices. You know what I mean? I was at Walmart trying to get some healthy food to cook for dinner. And you come out, it's like the Girl Scouts are there, so I have to buy the Thin Mints, and that is like torturing me right now in the refrigerator because I know that I'm going to plow through those tonight. And then he's like, come on, let's go to Brahms. You can get your favorite frozen yogurt. And I say, okay, I want a small, and he orders me a large, and I ate the entire thing. So those are the things that get to me about Blake. He's very convincing. He likes to have fun.
Does he do any deep frying at the house, or is it strictly on the road?
I guess it's an Oklahoma, like, middle of America thing where they just grow up thinking that that's okay. And I'm California, like we're like that. The word is not even allowed in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Because I'm from Florida and my husband's from North Dakota. And that was really eye-opening.
Isn't it funny? I mean, but he's taught me how to he taught me that it is 5 o'clock somewhere. You know what I mean? And
where's my red Solo cup? Seriously.
Right.
No, I'm like you. I'm born and raised California, and we pull out the deep fryer once a quarter. And my daughter will call it out. Daddy, we had fried chicken in April. And so it's going to be
That's so funny. It's a culture thing.
It must be. It must be.
Are you excited for Coachella?
We are excited. I think that we have been dreaming of doing Coachella for years. We've talked about it. We've tried to get it to happen. And this is the year. Just shocking. 2024. Here we are. And I think that it's going to be kind of like riding a bike, but it will be like this sparkly brand new bike that like we didn't know it was coming. And I'm just ready to slap them around. This whoever you are, whoever shows up, you're in trouble. Like this is a tall order. And
I thought you meant the band.
No, I'm talking about whoever's coming to see us. Like they cannot disappoint me or the band. Like it's, if you're gonna come, be prepared to serve as an audience.
I like it.
I want the
shiny. Amazing.
I want the shiny new bike, but I also want a little bit of the old vintage beach cruiser that you pulled out of the garage. Can we get a little bit of that too?
It's going to be a lot of vintage. It will be going to feel very nostalgic. I honestly have to go back and learn a bunch of songs. I actually can't believe I haven't done it started yet because I'm a slow learner. It takes me a while. So, it's really interesting because I think I said in some interview recently, I said that quoting my actual words, I remember saying it like some of the songs make me want to throw up in my mouth. Well, I probably shouldn't have said that because that was like literally everywhere. Right. Take it back, guys. But no, it's because what I meant is especially some of the songs with No Doubt. They were such part of like really traumatic times in my life when I was writing about just the truth of what was happening to me. So when you go back and listen to them, it's not like you want to go keep repeating that feeling. You know what I mean? Once you put it in a song and you put it out there, like I don't sit there and listen to those all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it really does take you back. Even a song like Don't Speak, like there are some nights I'm thinking of a Brahms ice cream while I'm singing that song, let's be honest. But most of the time, it takes you right to that place of why I wrote it in the first place. So it can be emotionally like exhausting. And that's why I said that about a lot of the No Doubt songs. Not that I'm so grateful for the songs and amazed that I even have part in any of those songs, but like I just it's a lot. There's a lot of water under the bridge emotionally.
Yeah, well, you're in a whole different place. I wanted to ask you, like, is it harder or easier to write songs when you're in love and in a good space, or is it easier when you have some like emotional trauma? What
This is
flows better?
I honestly truly from the bottom of my heart believe that my songwriting journey is a relationship, a spiritual, pure relationship with God. There is nothing about songwriting I have control over. And it is like the very first song I ever wrote. I never wrote a song. Like I don't even play an instrument. And I wrote this song called Different People. That song ended up being on Obama's playlist. Like, what? Like, I'm nobody. Like, I don't even know how to do anything, let alone write a song. And so when I kept writing them, it was always coming from like whatever trauma at the time. So in the past, a lot of the songs seemed like they were kind of more from stressful or traumatic or heartbreak. I'm not a creative writer. Like I couldn't just make up a story and like, oh, I'm gonna write a story about, like Taylor Swift can do that. Like that folklore record, she has like songs about, they're just very creative, but mine are just purely from life and I can't do it all the time at all. So like even Purple Irises is like a perfect example of like the anxiety on the freeway, praying to God, like, just give me something. I don't want to show up. I was riding with this little girl that's like in her 20s, and her mom was like a No Doubt fan. Like, and then I'm riding with these guys that are come all the way from Sweden to write with me, called Jack and Coke. It's Nico and Jack and Coke I wrote the song with. And I wanted to bring something. Like, I want to walk in there and be like, hey guys, check out my talent. You know what I mean? Like, I come with this song. And I didn't know if it was gonna happen. And I was driving on the street and I just all of a sudden, right, thank you, Jesus, like Purple Irises, the title comes. I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, that's the song. And here we are talking about it and I'm on the radio. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a miracle.
The first to tell you it's Ben Broughton. So nice work.
Yes.
We really enjoy Purple Irises. Everybody
Thank
should
you.
download. Catch No Doubt at Coachella. Looking forward to a No Doubt tour. Don't even know
You never know. Listen,
Yeah.
this life is extreme and anything can happen at any moment. So
Thanks for always being awesome.
Thank you so much.
thank you guys.